Setup is underway for early voting here at the Brooklyn Museum. It's one of approximately 80 sites that will act as an early voting location ahead of the June 23rd primary. And there will be precautions like masks and dividers, but people are still encouraged to apply for an absentee ballot very soon, and that's been somewhat problematic.
I won't be able to vote.
That's the fear of Gina Vicarelli, who decided to ride out the pandemic with her parents in Ohio. She requested an absentee ballot in mid-May and still has not received one. In theory, people can request a ballot up until next Tuesday, a week before Election Day.
We knew this was coming, and so I certainly hope that in the general election in November that we're better prepared.
The New York Board of Elections has been less than transparent about how many absentee ballots have even gone out for this primary, only saying that at the end of May there was about 250,000 requests and half had been filled. The board has made generic statements like this.
Staff is doing a great job of processing.
And even though the race at the top of a lot of tickets is over, with Joe Biden having clinched the Democratic nomination for president, there are still important down-ballot congressional races all over the city and beyond. There's a tight Democratic race to replace retiring Congressman Jose Serrano in the South Bronx. City Councilman Ruben Diaz Sr., who's had a history of making controversial, often anti-LGBTQ comments, is slightly ahead in the polls and has been endorsed by the Police Benevolent Association. Councilman Richie Torres, the first openly gay lawmaker in the history of the Bronx, is running a close second and was recently endorsed by the New York Times. We reached out to both, only Torres responded.
I am a progressive Democrat who represents the next generation of leadership in the South Bronx, whereas Ruben Diaz Sr. represents more of the same. He has a long history of endorsing Republicans.
Another race to watch is Eliot Engel's district, which includes the North Bronx and Lower Westchester County. His main opponent is educator Jamal Bowman, who's been endorsed by Senator Bernie Sanders. The two recently participated in a feisty debate where Bowman accused Engel of losing touch with the district, and Engel tried to paint Bowman as an outsider. We reached out to both, only Bowman responded. He says getting out the vote in this unusual time will be key.
We literally have thousands of volunteers making hundreds of thousands of calls per week to voters throughout the district.
I'll post a more complete write-up of key races that we are watching at pix11.com. We'll also have information about how to get an absentee ballot and how to find your early voting location. From the Brooklyn Museum, Henry Rossoff, Pix11 News.